just want to high-five you from across the internet for how awesome your email campaigns have been lately. Your hero image that you took, that animation that you created from a video, 10 out of 10. And then your headline, oh my goodness, I was compelled to take action from the start. You hooked me, man. Oh, and speaking of action, the call to action in your email campaign had me right where I needed to go to do the thing your email wanted me to do. Your content is on point, but here's the problem. If your email doesn't get opened, all the time and effort that you're putting into that is a waste. Never fear, today's video is going to teach you 3 things you can do to craft irresistible subject lines that get your email campaigns opened. Welcome to the Email Mavens YouTube channel, the place for winery owners and marketing professionals who want to sell more wine online by creating amazing email campaigns. I'm Erica Walter, founder and CEO of Email Mavens, and I have written hundreds of thousands of subject lines for emails in my career. Most of these subject lines have been intended to sell wine online. And I gotta be real with you, it can get a little bit challenging to come up with fresh ideas for getting emails open when you are just writing subject lines about selling wine. And as somebody who subscribes to hundreds, if not thousands, of wineries' email lists, I see pretty formulaic subject lines in use across the industry. You might even notice this in your inbox when you're looking at emails that come through sort of around a specific holiday. The Email Mavens have our own drinking game on Halloween where anytime you see no tricks, just treats, you gotta take a shot. When it comes to getting your emails opened, subject line is one of the most important contributing factors, along with the sender ID, who your email is coming from, what time you're sending your email, and the overall relevance of your content. But too often, the subject line is one of the last things we even address when creating our content. We're so excited about getting in to start building the email campaign that we just put in like placeholder subject line or test for the subject line so we could get into the meat and potatoes. I've done it. I see you. There's no shame in this game, but there is a little bit of shame and we're gonna fix it. The tactics I'm going to share with you today are going to help your winery stand out in the sea of other wineries in your customers' inbox, helping you get your emails opened and inspiring further action. Tactic number 1, write 30 subject lines. That's right, I said 30, 30, not 13, not 3. 30 subject lines. And this is a tactic I learned from the incomparable Marie Forleo in her Copy Cure copywriting course. It's hard to spit out, but I did it in one take. Listen, writing 30 subject lines is something you will not want to do. You're gonna open up that document and you're gonna type a 1 and the cursor's gonna be flashing and you're gonna roll your eyes and you're gonna be like, well, Erica told me to, so I'm gonna give it a shot. And you're gonna do it. And you're gonna get to 14 or 15 and you're gonna be out of ideas, but you're gonna power through. And by the time you get to 23 and 24, the juices are flowing and you're feeling inspired and you're coming up with all kinds of different hooks and relevant ways to position what you got going on. And then you'll have 30 and you might even have some more momentum that will get you to 31 and 32. The reason we write so many subject lines is the first subject line idea you have is usually garbage. That first subject line is gonna be the thing that you've seen every other winery put in their subject line. It's gonna not be that original, it's gonna not stand out. It's probably the easiest one that comes to mind, but it might not be the hook that stands out. So you wanna get through that garbage to the good stuff. And don't think that writing 30 subject lines is a waste of time, because the good news is taking the time to come up with 30 different angles and hooks can help you actually write the rest of your email copy a lot faster. So Write those 30 subject lines, get the garbage out. When you're done, you're gonna identify some fun ones that might be really great to A/B test, which we're gonna talk about in a second. And you'll have some great content themes and ideas for the rest of your emails copy. Having a hard time coming up with 30? Think about using personalization, curiosity, some suspense, perhaps humor, and then do your best to keep those subject lines between 9 and 60 characters long. Little hot tip for you. Try it for yourself. Commit to writing 30 subject lines for each of the email campaigns you have planned this quarter. Then compare your open rates to what you've been sending previously and see if those numbers don't line up a little bit better for you. Here's tactic number 2. I want you to A/B test those subject lines. Any email service provider worth its salt is going to have built-in A/B testing capabilities, and I personally am a huge fan of the A/B test with a champion functionality. Let me quickly describe what this is. When you set up a subject line test, you're going to be setting up version A versus version B. And you could just split your list in half and send one half of your list version A and one half of your list version B. But A/B test with a champion helps you test on a smaller sample size of your overall database and then send the winning subject line based on open rate to the rest of your list. This actually elevates your open rates within the campaign. It's money. So when you A/B test, don't just be like, here are my 2 favorites. Please use the scientific method. I want you to start with a hypothesis. I think, having a personalized subject line will be a higher open rate than not personalizing my subject line. Then design your test so that you are proving whether your hypothesis is accurate. After you run your test, analyze the results, and this is the bonus for you email marketers, decide what you're going to do next based on the results of your A/B test. If personalized subject lines get a higher open rate, commit to using personalization more frequently in your subject lines in the future and within the rest of your email copy if you feel frisky. If you aren't sure what to test, here are some of the Email Maven's favorite subject line tests. Test including your offer in the subject line versus a sentiment. We already talked about testing personalization versus not so personalized subject lines. Or how about emojis? Do people open your emails more frequently if they see a relevant emoji in the subject line? Let's find out. Here's a hot tip for you on this one. Writing 30 subject lines in tactic number 1 is really going to help you get lots of juice for your subject line A/B tests. And here's what you're going to do with tactic number 2. You are going to A/B test every email campaign you send this quarter with a champion if you can. Got it? Good. Tactic number 3, leverage personalization whenever you can. Do you have reliable first name information for your subscribers? Use it. Populate the subject line with a specific wine or varietal that your customer has purchased from you before in the past. Use their loyalty tier or club level in the subject line. Shoot, if you have geographic data, hello relevance, your subject line could call out where they're located. Now shipping to Tacoma, 2023 Rosé. I mean, I'm not in Tacoma, but if I was, I would open that. Honestly, I'm in Walla Walla and I would still probably open that because I'd be like, Tacoma, that's super specific. So use personalization whenever you can in your subject lines to increase the relevance and the curiosity of your customers and get those emails opened. All right, now that you're armed with this intel, you got to use it. Commit to making this quarter your best opened email campaign quarter ever by following the 3 tactics we shared with you today. Write 30 subject lines for every email campaign, A/B test with a champion whenever possible, and leverage personalization whenever you can. One last hot tip before I let you go. Next week's video is all about using the power of personalization to captivate and tailor your email campaigns to wine buyers. So you are going to want to make sure you're subscribed to the Email Mavens YouTube channel and that you ring the bell to be notified when that episode goes live. Until next week, keep pressing send on your next best email. It's Monday. I'm bringing Monday energy. And as somebody who subscribes to hundreds of thousands, well, hundreds of thousands of winery email lists. That's a ton of email lists.
Do that many wineries even exist?
That's why we need to do this over. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. People are gonna get so much value out of this. Okay.
Too much value.
Maybe too much. I'm giving it all away. Okay. Every day is an adventure at Email Maven. Here's what you're gonna do with tactic number 2. I'm gonna do one more time. You can decide if you like this one better.
Sure. We can A/B test the takes.
If only.